is part 2 of 3 of a series I'm doing on the real origins of Medusa. So if you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch it. It tells you the actual ancient Greek story of who Medusa is. And blanket warning once again, for all 3 of these videos, we will be talking about sexual assault. So last time we saw that there was no mention of Medusa being raped by Poseidon, although she was pregnant by him, and that there's no mention of her being transformed by Athena. She simply is a Gorgon. But the version you're familiar with is not a modern invention. It is a Roman invention. Well, I suppose it's most accurate to say we think it's a Roman invention. We had already seen a development of Medusa from being a hideous monster to a beautiful monster, happening as early as Pindar in the 5th century BC. But regardless, the version you're familiar with is the version told by Ovid. As I said, Ovid is a Roman writer, and that's very important to keep in mind. He was not Greek, and he had very little interest in portraying Greek myth and religion as they were. He was telling his own story. Ovid's version goes as followed. Once there was a beautiful woman named Medusa. One day she was raped by Poseidon in the temple of Athena, and after that, Athena transformed her into a hideous Gorgon who would turn any man she ever saw again into stone. In this story, this is not done to protect her. This is a punishment, although we would view it as an unfair one. The idea of this being something Athena did with good intentions is a very modern idea, and it comes from a good place. It comes from people who want to see Athena as the feminist goddess, and it doesn't make sense for a feminist goddess to punish a woman for being raped. So they come up with this way to make both of those things true. But it's important to recognize that there's no reason to try and protect Athena here. This is not a thing that Athena did. This is why pagans and Hellenists, etc. on this app get so upset when you bring up the Medusa story. It's because you are accusing a goddess of doing something that she simply did not do. Ovid's stories are engaging, and they were very well loved by Western audiences, who repeated the stories as if these were true, when in fact they were not. There's no real canon of Greek myth, but saying that this is an accurate Greek myth is the equivalent of saying Percy Jackson is an accurate Greek myth. It's still a retelling. Nevertheless, this story became a huge part of Western canon, and Medusa was used for many, many centuries as a symbol by male authors of monstrous women. Women who read these stories all along probably recognized themselves in Medusa, but it was not until the 20th century that we began to recontextualize her story as a feminist one. So join me in part 3 where I talk about that.